back to the Digital Den. I'm your host, Shelby Coffman, and we're here with our principal, Mr. Phillips, for our weekly newsletter.
All right, let's do it, Shelby. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Glad to be here.
Has it been a busy week?
Yes, it's been a good week. We thought we were going to have a snow day there, I think, early on in the week, and we avoided that. So we've been here all 5 days, and maybe a little weather coming in tonight, but that's okay. We're off on Monday, so we'll get back here Tuesday, but it's been a good week. A lot of learning, we're kind of wrapping up our sports seasons here, and but yeah, been a really good week. Exciting.
We've done some scheduling this week.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Scheduling's been chaotic, so our counselors have been in the library every day. They started with freshmen, kind of been working through all their schedules, trying to figure out what we need to offer next year and how many classes that we need to offer. So that gives us a good idea of that. That's been 3.5 or 4 days. They've been in there kind of every period. I think they're wore out. Our counselors are tired, but we're in a good spot right now. We're going to run some numbers next week and see where we stand. And I think we have 8th grade night coming up next week for our 8th graders coming over. So we'll start working on their schedules, and we'll have them ready to go by August. But yeah, it's hard to believe February you got to worry about those things, but we do. So, but yeah, they went well. It did. They had the counselors with cookies the other night, or cookies with counselors. That went really well. Had a lot of people here. Just trying to communicate and be transparent with parents and kids, and we think that benefits us later on down the line. So, really good week for them. Kind of glad it's over though. It's a little bit stressful. Yeah.
And this week during advisory, our seniors have had senior sessions to help with their senior projects, and our juniors started prepping.
Yeah, so that's exciting stuff. Our core teachers for the seniors and the juniors came up with these rotations, and our seniors have been doing it to kind of get their senior projects ready and because that's a graduation requirement. And then our juniors were like, hey, that sounds like a good idea, but we'd like to do ACT prep because all juniors have to take the ACT here in a couple weeks in March. I believe that's March 12th, I believe. But yeah, it's really cool. Teachers put some good time and effort into that to make sure that kids are kind of ready, right? We want to check those boxes and make sure we do what we can to prepare kids, and it's really good. That advisory time is just a really good time to utilize and do that. So good stuff. We're just growing that. Advisory is new to us this year, so with these ideals, we kind of get them and run with them. So it's good.
It's important for them to be ready for that because, like you said, they will be taking the ACT March 12th.
Correct. That's here in the building. That's an exciting morning for us, for our juniors.
Mm-hmm. And next Tuesday, we will have our No Hate Tour.
Yeah. So we actually, Miss Speakman, our new counselor, when she came to me a while back, and she was like, hey, I got a favor to ask. And I'm like, all right, what you got? So she started the year at Mel High School in Louisville, and she's like, hey, I've been working on this thing at Mel High School where I'm working with this, it's called the No Hate Tour, and they come in, and what it is, it's like BMX bike riders, and they do stunts and tricks. And she's like, I'd really love, they're coming. She said, I had them scheduled to come to Mel, and they're going to be in town. And she's like, it's free of charge. They don't charge anything. I'd love to have them here. I'm like, well, first of all, they're not going to mess up my gym floor, right? Like, that's the first thing. She's like, no. She's like, but she said, I think our kids will love it. She's like, it's really, really cool. So she sent me a link to their website. And basically, it's just kind of an anti-bully campaign, just kind of like trying to find a way to hit home with students about bullying and about drug use and about that kind of stuff. So it's just kind of a way of, instead of us preaching it all the time, like, hey, let's get everybody in there in an assembly for about 45 minutes or an hour and have a good time with it. So they're going to be here Tuesday. We'll do it during our advisory time, and it'll start a little before and run a little after, but we're going to do it right in that block of time. And I think it'll be something that you all, the students, will really enjoy. So I think it'll be a cool morning, something we've never seen. But she was all about it. So I told her, yeah, we'll try it. We'll see how it goes. But so I think they're going to be at Mel maybe that afternoon or maybe Wednesday. So they're going to be in the area. Like, yeah, it doesn't cost us anything. We're all about free, right? And anything that's free, it's good. So, yeah, we're excited about that.
And then next Saturday, February 24th, some of our seniors will be taking a trip to Perfect North.
Yeah. I think there's about 25 or 30 of them going. They're going to do some snow tubing. Maybe, I don't know if they'll ski or not. I don't know what all they have going on, but that's a Saturday night thing, I believe. They're going to go, and that'll be a good time. They'll enjoy that. Yeah. Are you going?
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not either. That's not my thing.
As a reminder to see the counselor site along with our class pages, and look for our sites in the description of the podcast.
Yep.
Also, a reminder, we will be off school Monday in observance of President's Day.
That's exciting. 3-day weekend.
It is. I'm excited.
Good, and that's good stuff. Yeah, it is. It's coming a good time. We've been grinding it out here a little bit since we had Martin Luther King Day off, but this time of year is always a long stretch. Now, it really gets long after Monday because then we don't get another day off till spring break. So we really got a grind coming up. But no, it'll be a good day. Hopefully the weather's good and people can get out and enjoy it.
good luck to our wrestlers as they are competing in the state tournament at Kentucky Horse Park in Lexington.
Yeah, they've been up there for a couple days now. I think it started maybe Wednesday night or something, but I think we got one. Riley Burton, I think, is still hanging in there right now that I know of. We had a couple state qualifiers, and I think he's still up there competing, trying to make. They really honor, I think, the top 8. They kind of do a top 8 thing across the state. So keep looking for updates on that from him. Coach Howie, who gives me updates on him. Yeah, for sure. So we're excited. He's up there representing himself and his family well, and Spencer County well. So we're excited about that. Yep.
And then good luck to our archery team at their tournament tomorrow at Eastern High School in Louisville.
Yep.
Our archers will shoot at 1 p.m. Sorry, it's at 2 p.m.
Yeah, they're wrapping it up too. I think this is one of their last tournaments. They've been watching them practice a lot in the back gym. Man, those kids, they put a lot of time into that, so that's exciting. So get down there and show off their talents.
Yeah. Our boys' basketball had a big week. It started this past Friday with a big win over Walton Verona in a packed house.
Yep.
Did you go to that?
I was here. It was
Was it cool?
It was crowded. It says on the notes there, packed house, and boy, was it crowded. So we've had a couple games here lately that have really showed off our community, and it always helps. Friday night we had the little dancers here, I think, from the elementary school. Yeah, so anytime you get that, those parents love it, and it's great. We want to get them in the building and let them show off their talents and work with our dance team, and so that's just exciting. But we didn't even have a band that night. We couldn't even have a student section.
I heard it got overrun.
Yeah, like as the students started piling in, there was already that whole section was filled, so our kids just kind of had to spread out. But it was an unbelievable environment. Yeah, you bottle that and put it in my veins because that's what high school stuff's all about. Like, it's really, really cool. And they're tiring. You leave. It's a Friday night. You don't get out of here till 10:30. But, man, it's fun to see kids. And it is. It's fun to see our community involved, and we love it. That's just good stuff. So.
Yeah, the boys had another big win at home on Tuesday against Boys.
That's another big crowd. So we had Taylorsville High School night. So we did some throwback jerseys, Coach Burns' idea. So this used to be Taylorsville High School up until 1979, I believe, 78 or 79. Started in 1907, I believe. So we really kind of pushed that. And we want some of our community members that are older that were around during that time and got to attend Taylorsville High School. We want them to know that they're a big part of our culture and still who we are. And so we don't want them to think they've been forgotten about just because we're Spencer County High School now. But really cool night. Had a ton of people. So we had some Taylorsville High School sweatshirts made, and the players wore throwback uniforms. And man, the people that have requested those sweatshirts, we might have to order some up and get them to them for sure because it was a popular thing. So, but huge win against Bullitt East. We ended up winning by 7, I believe. But good night all around for the community. So 2 nights are last Friday and Tuesday night were both huge for our boys basketball team.
And then tonight was supposed to be their senior night.
Was supposed to be.
And now that'll be moved to tomorrow.
Yeah, we had to cancel. We have some incoming weather, I think. So Bardstown, we were supposed to play Bardstown, and so we're going to push it to tomorrow night, 6:30 and 8, I believe, is what it's going to be here. And that's right during the Kentucky game. Like, I don't know who made that time, but boy, they should have been a little smarter about that. But no, we just want to make sure they get it in. I think we have 5 or 6 seniors. You got to participate in senior night a week or 2 ago, and that's just a good thing to recognize all the amazing stuff you all do as seniors, and we want our boys to be recognized for sure. So we'll get that in. It looks like the weather will be in and out tonight, even if we get any at all. So I think it'll be a good night tomorrow night. Give me something to do tomorrow night, I guess.
Yeah, I'm excited about it because I'll get to go now.
Yeah, because you're going to be on the road tonight. We are going to have a girls' basketball game tonight in Nelson County, where Bardstown's at. That's a little confusing. Yeah.
The girls did travel to Taylor County and took a tough loss.
Yeah.
But they did fight hard on Tuesday.
They did. Tough place to play. Coach Howie and I talked about that before we went. We said, look, the main goal is to get back healthy. Really good basketball team. They're always really good. It's a long way to travel. It's hard to know much about them, but they're such a big school. I mean, they have some amazing facilities over there. If you went, you probably got to see the gym. It was, it's a pretty, I think it's actually called an arena, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it's got it on the outside like it's an arena. But, no, tough win. But, man, the girls are playing well. They've been playing great. So, Coach Howie and his staff, he's got you all ready to go. I know you're a part of that, and you travel with them and do everything, and you kind of help with all that. So here we are. I mean, we're a week away, from it. It does. It flies by, but he's got them playing well. We're excited to see how they do in the next couple of weeks in postseason.
Yep, and again, they do play at Nelson.
Tonight. Yep. Yeah. Sure do.
And then on Tuesday, they host Butler here for their last home game.
Howie didn't make it easy on them at the end. He wanted Butler there right at the end to make sure they are ready. Yeah, Butler's always a really good team. I think they won a state championship maybe a few years ago. I remember there was a girl that went there that ended up going to U of L. So yeah, Butler's really good. It should be a battle, but our girls they'll hang in there. I know they will.
Our spring sports have had their tryouts this
week.
Good luck to our baseball, softball, tennis, and track teams as they prepare for their upcoming seasons.
Yeah, they had great weather this week up till today. I mean, it's been like 60 degrees outside yesterday, and
I know the snow kind of came out of nowhere.
I know. Welcome to Kentucky, and it'll be right back out here tomorrow. And by Monday, it's supposed to be nice again. So, they've had a really good week to practice. I used to be a baseball guy; it was always my passion, and I was a coach at the high school level, and baseball was always tough this time of year because it was tough to get out and practice. You just couldn't really do it. So anytime the coaches with baseball, softball, and tennis can get out and do those things, track, well, that's just bonus days. When you're out there in February all week long, they've been out all week. Like, it's been a really good week. So those are huge days for those coaches and those players to really develop and be, because they'll start scrimmaging here in a couple weeks. So it's go time for them.
Next week we'll have our future 9th grade parent night on Wednesday, February 21st.
Yep.
And the next day will be our tour for our future 9th grade.
Talked about that last week. Get the parents in here and then get the kids in here to see what we have going on. So that's exciting.
National Honor Society will be hosting a dance-a-thon on February 23rd. Tickets will be sold in the cafeteria during lunches next week.
Yeah, so dance-a-thon, we used to do that years ago, I think, and no, maybe that's Dancing with the Stars. But I think this is something I think is going to the Nathan Wimsett Scholarship Foundation. They're wanting to raise some money to just make sure that goes back into some kids that graduate here and want to go to college and try to help support them and help cover some of that cost. So excited to have that. We'll see how that goes next week.
Yep. And then our prom will be held at the Kentucky Derby Museum on May 11th.
Correct.
And
love it. Let's do it. A couple things. So we do a staff member of the week every week. We started this, if you watch these every week, I had a big chain on. Our 3D design department kind of made a big SC for us, and we've been moving that around the building. And it's a staff member of the week. So this week, we're going to start using this video newsletter to kind of announce that person every week. And then what I'll do when we get done here, I will grab the necklace of whoever's had it this week, and I'll move it on to our next staff member of the week. But this week, it's going to be Miss Amanda Chesser, who is our head of our cafeteria staff. They do an absolutely amazing job of taking care of our kids. They don't leave no stone unturned. They want to make sure if they think kids want it, they're going to do what they can to provide. They bend over backwards for students to make sure they're fed, good food. We really do have a good menu. So she's done amazing stuff. So we're going to get that to her this week. So if you watch us in advisory next week, with your teacher, say something as you go through the line and compliment those ladies. It's not just Amanda, but it's her whole staff. She has 6 or 7 there. We have a couple student workers that are in there that work and help out with lunch. So yeah, that's a big thing. So I thought that would be pretty cool to kind of make sure they're acknowledged and that we recognize them. So yeah, that's them ladies are awesome. Like I said, they're the reason I have to go to the gym, because if not, they keep us well fed for sure. But that's about it, I guess. And the last thing I do want to say, I keep getting, this time of year is always a really busy thing for me. There's no graduation date set. So it's one of them things to get out as parents. We just have some patience with us. We have to get through snow days. So the way that works is we do it at Broadbent Arena down in Louisville. But we're kind of behind. We're way down on their priority list. So they get all the Louisville schools scheduled first. And then I think the Bullets are in there, Bullitt County schools, and maybe even the Oldham County schools. So we're way down. We're like in the mid-20s. So it gets really tricky on what date we can get. And we have to kind of get through the weather a little bit and make sure we're not going to have any snow days or anything like that. So I'm working with the board on that. Well, as soon as we have that date, we'll get it out. I know, because a lot of people, we want to get it to you as soon as we can. Because I know people travel in for things like that. I had a son graduate last year, and my father-in-law was coming in from Texas, and kind of had to have that date. So we know people are making plans. We know that. We hear you, and I promise the day we can make it, we will make it and get that to you all. So just keep that in mind. I know that's a big question for our seniors this time of year. When's our graduation? So right now, the last day of school is scheduled for the 17th of May, which is a Friday. The ideal thing would be, that weekend, but I don't know if that's possible. We kind of got to wait and see. So we're working on that. I communicate with the board a couple times a week, like, hey, where we stand. So we'll get that date out so that we can get announcements out and everybody can get their stuff ordered and make sure we're ready for that. But I just want to throw that out there and let parents know. We know we're trying to get it, and as soon as we have it, you all will have it. So, but that's all I have. It's been a good week.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching our YouTube channel. And please remember to follow us on Instagram at digitalden.schs.